This is your advanced core circuit B, so the medium level difficulty circuit of the 3 advanced core circuits. We have 6 exercises. Again, all you really need again for this is a band, so be close to something where you have the band, where you can anchor the band to something sturdy. Check out the individual videos. As always, that is where I go more in detail on form, tips, and making sure that you're doing the exercise properly. So let's get started. We have first supine 90-90 to low oblique sit. So you are going to be here in this position. You're going to get a good deep inhale. On your exhale, engage your deep core. So think of it from the bottom up, exhaling, and you are rolling and coming up into the side plank position. Arm reaches, left arm reaches in front. I've got my right elbow under my right shoulder, top leg is lifted, okay? And then you're gonna roll back. We're gonna do 4 to each side. Inhale, exhale. Same thing on the other side. This is dynamic core stability here. Moving through a movement while keeping that core stable, exhaling, breathing, and back to the start. And rest there. That is your supine to low oblique sit. Next, we are going to do a full-on side plank. So we were in a side plank position there, but we are going to do one knee down, one leg straight here for this variation. Okay, so hold here and breathe, 5 to 6 breaths. Keep that elbow directly under the shoulder. Use those scapular stabilizing muscles. Everything in line here, trunk in line. Check in with your core. You can feel along your midline. Make sure everything feels good there. And once you get 5 to 6 breaths, or about 30 seconds, with good deep breaths, you can switch sides. Same thing on this side, one knee down. Make sure this hip stays lifted. Sometimes when you get tired, you get a tendency to drop that hip. Lean slightly forward here. Make sure you're getting obliques and not tipping back. Hold up. And rest. Next, we are going to use one of our bands here. So I'm going to pull this band up a little bit for me. And we are going to be doing anti-rotation side steps. So we're adding a little bit of movement here with this anti-rotation. So inhale, exhale, press away, and then do a side step. Okay, so for my tension of the band, I can only do 1. So we're going to count that as 1 rep. Inhale, exhale, press away. Keep that band at your midline as you step away. If you're using an easier band, you might be able to take 2 steps out, but if I did that, I would definitely lose my form here. So it even wants to pull me. I'm trying to resist it. So trying to keep that band at my midline not letting it rotate me. And then once you get about 6 reps there, we'll go ahead, 6 to 8. We're gonna switch sides. Inhale, exhale, same thing, side step. Whoop, there, I let it rotate me a little bit. So again, play around with the distance you can step while maintaining good form. And again, if you had a lighter band, you may be able to take more side steps out. Try to keep your knees, don't let your knees dive in like that. That can be a tendency as you have a lot of tension on the band for one of those knees to collapse. Make sure you try to prevent that. Okay, we're gonna need that band again, and we are gonna do lunge rotation. So the band is gonna be coming down and across here. I've got my left foot in front to start, band is anchored. Okay, it's coming, you're pulling that band down and across here. Okay, the rotation is coming from your hips. Okay, so you're going into that rotation in your hips, letting your hips open up here. So it's not really my trunk. I'm not doing a lot of this, okay? The rotation is coming through my hips. So if you see here, my trunk is staying straight pretty much till the top when I'm opening up my hips and my trunk twists a little bit. I'm exhaling, really working into that rotation and through those hips, and come up. This is a great exercise. Your pelvic floor is naturally going to be strengthened here. We're getting adductors, glutes, dynamic core. Working a little bit of balance here with this position. Inhale, let those hips open. Exhale, down into that rotation. Once you get about 8 reps, we can switch sides. So then this next time, my right foot is going to be in front, band is coming across the body. So again, same thing, you're opening at the hips and then pulling that band down and across, really rotating through the hip joint, feeling the glutes, pelvic floor, adductors, everything work here. Dynamic core. Trunk stays upright pretty much to let that rotation happen through the hips. So hips open here at the top. Try not to let that knee collapse. In front, the front knee. When done properly, this is a very challenging exercise. That is why it's in the advanced core circuit, so make sure you take your time with that one. Really inhale and exhale, feel that rotation through your hips. Then we're gonna come down to the floor, and we have a lean back with rotation this time, okay? So good deep inhale, exhale from the bottom up. Once you get back, you are going to rotate, rotate, and come up, okay? As you get better, you can also always hold in that position and rotate continuously, but we're gonna come up in between each. Lean back, rotate, rotate. So adding some rotation in here. Make it a little bit harder. We're gonna shoot for about 6 per side. If this feels too difficult, just stay with the lean back and progress the amount of time you're able to hold it. So maybe you try to take 3 to 5 breaths while holding in that back position. Or even just 2 breaths, maybe set a timer. You can always stay there if this rotation feels too difficult. You're not able to maintain good form. If you see any lower belly pooching or doming or bulging that you're unable to control, that's a sign you might need to modify. Also any heaviness, pressure in the pelvic floor area, that's also a sign that a modification might be necessary. Okay, we don't want any pain, any leaking, anything like that. Last exercise here is we're gonna come to a modified front plank on our knees, okay? Same thing with this position. Hold, and breathe, 5 to 6 deep breaths, inhales and exhales. But again, in these front loading positions, we really wanna make sure we have proper form. So you might need to video yourself, check in with your abdomen, what's going on there. Are you able to get good core engagement? Do you feel firm along your midline or squishy? Do you see doming or bulging? Are you able to control that doming or bulging with your exhale? Okay, just because you see doming or bulging doesn't necessarily mean you have to modify. If it's really firm to the touch and you're not able to control it, then yes, I would recommend modifying to an easier variation and learn how to better manage the pressure with these front loading positions before progressing. But if you're able to control it and lessen it by changing your exhale or changing the way you engage your core, then that's great. Then you can continue to do that and retrain your system to manage that pressure. So that is it. That is the 6 exercises for your advanced core circuit B, the medium level difficulty circuit. Check out the individual videos. Make sure you're doing these right. Really master these before going on to the next circuit.